So here's the deal. I actually go out of my way to try to map things and help people understand what's next, right? To give them a map of the world and to help them understand that the choices they make lead to different decisions and options available for them down the road. But that doesn't mean that I'm against you learning about low level hardware. The cold hard fact is I ran Gentoo for years. I worked in assembly professionally. I've written assembly code. And I've even worked on virtual systems and virtual machines and dealt with all the fun cross compilation issues that you would expect from having a very long career in software development. I'm not against using Gentoo. I'm not against using the basics. I'm not against writing driver devices. I've done all those things. They are not a waste of time. Anybody who says that they're a waste of time is lying to you, and they're trying to compete with you by getting you to not have that experience. I've done all those things. They were extraordinarily valuable. In fact, when I was younger in my 20s, I used to heat my apartment in the winter by running a Beowulf cluster of distributed compilers so that all of my systems could emerge world and populate the emerge cache at the same time so I could do updates of my Gentoo based local area network. Now, you may think to yourself, wow, that's kind of interesting. What you have to understand is that I was using Pentiums that I found in the dump, in the trash other people threw out because they ran too hot. And so I did some fun things like wait until I got super cold and then filtered air from outside across them so that I could have the heat dissipation be used to literally heat my apartment. I would literally have to open the door to my apartment to heat the rest of the building. And because I was on the bottom floor, I was able to leverage the entire building as effectively a chimney and heat everybody else's apartment as well when I did this. Uh, it was an amazing opportunity to leverage thermodynamics. But at the same time, it taught me a lot about compiler tool chains and Linux as an operating system because I had to compile it from scratch. You should do the same sort of things. You should be running Gentoo, even if all you do is start up a virtual machine inside of a Docker container and run that locally. Because even if that's going to be, just your thing, then it's still a good experience for you. Although if you're using Docker, I would definitely make sure you do snapshots and commit them so that you don't run into the issue of rebooting and finding all your updates gone. The core issue is that I like to focus on the maps because I've been there. I've done the things. You may not have done that, but you should definitely get that low level instruction. You should understand about low level learning and you should understand those things. And yeah, I've forgotten more than I like to admit, but that doesn't mean that when I'm, asked questions, I know nothing either. The important thing is that I'm willing to learn from anybody and I'm willing to relearn what I thought I used to know. Don't allow yourself to stay in the trap of thinking that you know everything or that you did it already, so you shouldn't do it again. The questions that I'm getting in my videos, they scare me. You shouldn't be in a situation where you don't know how to develop things from scratch. That's the worst thing that you can be. If all you know is architecture by hooking parts that already exist together, then you know nothing about system level design, which is the ability to knit actual code and logic together to build systems from scratch. And these are two very different things. And if you think of the same thing, then that's a problem and you should go rectify that.